Okay friends, today I'm going to be talking about my first indoor market that I've ever done. I'm really glad that I was indoors because we had a record-breaking heat. It was 114 degrees, and I know that there were other markets going on that were outside, and I was really grateful that I was indoors. Let's just get started. Found out there's 3 other crocheters. So it should be interesting. It looks like we have similar but not identical items. So I'm gonna have to let you know how it goes. But I just wanted to pop in here and show you what I've been doing. I've had to pull things out and reprice them just a little bit. Okay, I needed to relabel these chickens as I added nests to them, and I'm glad I did an inventory count because I need to make 1 more nest for my chickens. But they all fit in this little wire basket. I'm not gonna make any more. These are from my last one. We'll see how these do at the price that I set them. I put them at 18, but I think they should do okay. So I thought we'd go through my box that has my like most important items in it. So that helps me set up. So this is my fanny pack that I carry cash in, which is super helpful. I take about 150, excuse my heat rash right there from my watch. I take a fanny pack. These are my tablecloths. I can take this out because it'll be in the way from seeing it. This is going to be for my setup for my backdrop. Let me go this way so you can see a little bit better. So I have my signage. I have bungee cords. I have tape. I have my sign. I have my keychain. I also have pens in case my price tags fall off. And then I have hand sanitizer. And this is my sign that has what I take as payment. Stickers in there because I sell stickers. Then I have more tags that go onto my items just in case. And then this little box, this little tackle box I got off of Amazon. It is pretty cute. Let's put it up here so you can see it. I have all sorts of good stuff in there. I have lights in there. I have my business cards. I have tags. And I have stickers to cover the tags for price changing. Business license in there. My hole punch. I have my battery in there, which I was going to talk about in a second. So here's a battery, and then here's my adapter because my phone is now newer. I also have my battery that I carry in my fanny pack all the time because I don't want to run out of power to do my charges and everything. I have a pair of scissors. I have a Sharpie, which probably needs to go over here with the other pins. I have my hooks that I hang my loveys on. And then I also use O-rings to hang my loveys on. Then I have pins. They're carabiners, hello. And then this is to go to my stand that I hang my loveys on. Okay, so I am going to be working on my mock-up today. So I've got some of my baskets and things out. I set up in this room because it's the best space for my 10 by 10 space that I'm going to be using. So I've got my checklist. It's free from Cameron's Cute Creations. She's amazing. This space will be craft space shortly. This is going to be my setup. Here are my best sellers. I may adjust. So I'm going to show you what I have in the mock-up and talk about maybe what I'm going to do because I need to get on with what I'm doing for today. And let's break this all down. These will come all the way over and cover my containers. And as you can see, I have my spares. I'm not going to put everything out because I don't want it to look cluttered. So I have this tray that has a bunch of random items in it that I was super excited that I found. Then I have my crates that I got at Michael's and Joanne. Still not so sure about that up there. Then I have stickers, which are ever popular with the littles. Then I have my turtles, and I'm gonna make another one. I love these pumpkin ones. All same pattern, I just did some adaptations. I may do another watermelon one because I think he's gonna be popular. Then here is my Halloween section, and I have spare ghosts and a couple spare bees. I'm not gonna go totally crazy because I know somebody else at the market crocheted a lot of Halloween stuff, and I would like it to sell. Super excited. I found this basket for my kitties. So look a little bit more organized. I'm gonna make a sign that says adopt a kitty and like hang it out. I'll show you the signs that I'm hoping to go to the Dollar Tree and find. Then I found this basket that we usually have our TV remotes so that my bunnies look all organized. And then I have my leggy froggies. Wasn't gonna make any more because when I made them the first time, I made like 20, and this is all that's left, so that's happy. Then here are some of my loveys. And then I believe I'm going to put another one of my blankets that I've crocheted in here on the other side, so there'll be 2. That's just a TV tray. And you saw the first one as I walked in. So I'm also excited about this, so my pumpkins look a little bit more organized. So what I'm gonna do with this little sign, I just put it there as a tester, but I'm gonna put pumpkins, and then I'm gonna put maybe their size and their price. And I'm gonna redo the tags so they're not humongous like that. And there are my dinosaurs and more loveys. And then this is kind of the rando spot because these are sea creatures. So octopus, then some other larger items, and then some other larger items. So I'm sure once things move, I can adjust. And then I got this keychain holder that is, you can't tell, but it rolls kind of weird, but then I was able to put the price on it. Here are my beanies. And I was excited. I borrowed this one from my mom, this basket. It's a couple baskets I borrowed from my mom, so the kitty basket. And then I'm gonna hopefully get to make snowmen. And then I am probably gonna change my sign a little bit and just put, maybe I'll write it in and say Venmo on request, because I can't seem to get my Venmo connected to my business Venmo. So I have a personal one, so I don't know. And then here is my welcome sign that I've made a long time ago, which I'm excited about. And then my banner, this I made for my daughter's wedding. It's made out of PVC pipe. So this was one of the backings for, display. I made 3 of them. Anyway, where I'm gonna be is gonna be in a gym, and I need it to have good light. So I just thought about, well, this is hideous. I don't want this to show. And I remembered I have another set of panels. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the cream in the center and put the darker ones on the outside, because I don't wanna spend any more money. I might still have to go to the Dollar Tree to see if I can find some more signage, but I still am not 100% sure on that. That'll cover up the gross bungee cords, make it look a little bit nicer. There we go. As you walk in, I don't know what the situation is going to be, where we're going to be able to sit. If I can adjust a little bit, I will show that when we get there. So maybe we'll be sitting behind, maybe we'll be sitting in the corners, maybe we'll just be standing. I don't know at this point. This is the first time I've done this one. So there is the mock-up. And I like to keep it as clean as I can, because I am not an excess person. Like, I have all these other decorations over here. I have a tablecloth and some some Christmas decor. I've got some silk flowers. Then I want to make sure I take water. And then, you guys, I'm so excited. I found this. It is a dolly truck. So it's foldable. You can use it different ways. Maybe I'll take a picture of it. But somebody suggested this would be a good thing. So I looked it up on Amazon, and it wasn't going to be here in time. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'll look at Lowe's. Maybe I'll look at Home Depot. And they had them, but they were shipped to you. So I just Googled it, and it said that Sam's Club had it. And it was cheap. Well, not cheap, but cheaper than what I would have bought off of Amazon. So this is going to be helpful because it holds up to 300 pounds. This thing's kind of hefty, so I'm excited about that. So there we go. One more look at what it is. It'll be a good one. So just signage for my kitties, and fix that signage there. Put a blanket there. I got to go grab it and put a tag on it, and then possibly change out the tags on those pumpkins and make a snowman and make a turtle all before 5 o'clock, because all before 4:30, I should say, because my husband and I are going to go to a movie and I want to be done so I can enjoy tomorrow. I'm sitting here in my car trying to psych myself up. I have the morning before a market jitters. I am really nervous. I'm kind of sick to my stomach. I know that my husband's going to be able to help me come set up, but he's not going to be able to help me stay the whole time, which he normally does, because we have a new puppy. And so I get to be at the market all by myself. But I think I will be okay. Actually, I know I can do this. I'm a big girl. I can put my big girl pants on. It's just nice to have somebody there. I hope I have a really nice neighbor in the booth next to me, and I hope I'm situated in a way that is really good. Well, I will try and video through the market, or let you see the setup of where I'm at. I'm sporting my Wonder Woman warrior shirt. I will have a backdrop. I know I've talked about this a couple times. I filmed like the before and I showed you my setup. I'm really proud of my backdrop because I made it myself. I'm just waiting to get going, and I know today is going to be a really hot one. We're here early. They said setup is at like 6 o'clock. We're not going at 6 o'clock. We're going about 7:30, 7:45. It's about 20 minutes from my house. It's a good time to just kind of collect myself and then hopefully park close and get unloaded. Here is the assignment, and look, there I am. And then there I am. And then there we go. Here's pre-setup. Big old gym. And I'm in stall number 34. Here we go. I had some fantastic helpers that helped me figure out the chicken situation. Maybe we should put another chicken there. All right, I'm gonna check that. Okay. It's always fun having men organize and add stuff. But it looks good. And here is the sign. And then this is what we did with it. I think I'm gonna fix this other side over here. So pull it over, but I think it looks great. Okay, so after I've done all the math, I have made up my booth fee. I bought a trolley or a truck or a dolly. I'm not sure exactly what to call it. I was made enough to pay for that. And then I also bought a keyring holder that spins off of Amazon. I was able to pay for that. And then I had about $250 after that. So I was super excited because the booth fee was so expensive. This was a fundraiser for a cheer and pom squad across town at my rival high school growing up. But it was $175 for the booth fee. That is the most I've ever paid. I usually pay about $25. For me, that was a huge fee. So I was super excited because there were 3 other crocheters besides me. I know I mentioned that before. I was super nervous to even see if I was gonna make that up because, ooh. But the cool thing was I made up my booth fee in the first hour that it was open. I use Square, like I've talked about before, and it's really cool with Square. It will track when your items were sold and in what categories, because you can categorize your things that you're selling, and also how many you sold of each product. It's really, really cool. I highly recommend Square. I am not sponsored by Square, but they are amazing. I was able to also, because I received cash items, and I decided to do Venmo this time. I usually don't do Venmo, but I did Venmo, and the majority of my payments came through cash and Venmo, which was pretty incredible to me. And I was able to sell some of the things that I've been wanting to sell for a long time. So that was good. So one of my takeaways is don't sell yourself short. You know, I like to say, be uniquely you. Don't try to be anybody else but yourself. So this time I decided to do a backdrop just to kind of break up the gym because it's like very red and blue, bright, and it's a gym. It was a school gym, and so I wanted to stand out. And what's fun is there was only one other person that had a backdrop in their booth. So I bought a booth that was a 10 by 10 space. I could have taken my tent, but I thought, you know what, I need the light for my items so that people can come in and see. So I did mine in a U shape so that it made it feel like you were walking in a store. So I liked that idea. Sometimes in the past, I've done an L shape. I really like the U shape because it gives it more, you get more space to display your item. That's kind of a funny thing, but sometimes you could tell when people don't really want to talk and they're just looking, or you could tell that people want to talk to you and aren't sure how to strike up a conversation. So you just talk to people. Like I had one guy, this was the funniest sale I think I had of the whole thing, is I had one guy come in and he was kind of looking around and he was all by himself. There was nobody with him and he was kind of looking through things, and I said, well, are you looking for something specific? And he says, well, yeah, I'm looking for a teddy bear. Mind you, this is probably like late 20s guy, looked like a single guy. He's like, I'm looking for a teddy bear. And so I said, well, I have one over there. It was a small one. And then I had one of my loveys that I'm working on the pattern. I promise it will be coming out. I don't know when, but it's still a work in progress. And I said, well, I have these over here. And he's like, oh, I love this one. And he pulled it off and he's like, he saw my tag on it. And he's like, well, what's this? And I said, well, that's me. And he's like, oh, well, it's nice to meet you. I really like this. And he bought it just right there, like walked in, bought it. So sometimes ask to see if what people are looking for. And it was also interesting because I had other people come in and I asked them the same question. They're like, oh, I'm looking for a horse. I've never made a horse. And then another question I asked was a girl, I said, well, what is your favorite animal? She said flamingo. And I'm like, I've never made a flamingo, but I think a flamingo would be really fun. So questions like that may or may not help you with, you know, selling stuff. Oh, I need to go let the dog out. I'll be right back. New puppy. When she rings the bell, because we have these little bells that you hang on the door and the little potty bells. Anyway, we don't have a doggy door, so that comes in clutch. Let me continue on with what I was saying. It's important to interact with people, even the little people. I had this little girl, it was like one of the last people in my booth, and she was dressed up, and I thought she was a princess, and she corrected me, and she was a witch. But she was really cute, and she had $1. I have stickers in my booth, and they were 4 for $1, and she, you know, was very studious about picking out her stickers, and so she picked out her stickers and told me she was a witch. But then she kept coming back. Her mom was in another booth and kept coming back, and she tried to give me a treat. So that made my day. I thought that was really cute. So interact. It doesn't matter what age your customer is. You just be kind. It doesn't hurt to be kind. Okay, another thing that was really interesting, I had this little girl come in and she purchased something. It was like a leggy froggy. And then she came back a few hours later. She's like, hi, I'm back. Because she was really like looking through everything of what she wanted. And she's like, hi, I'm back. I brought my sisters. She had 2 little sisters and their dad. Well, they were looking at everything in my booth, just examining it and like, oh, okay, this is my budget. What do I have? And then the dad says, well, I see some other booths. I'm like, yeah, go check out the other booths and see if you want something. If you want something from one of those other booths, that's totally fine. So they went and they were gone for a good, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. And then they ended up coming back to my booth and they bought something from my booth. It doesn't hurt or doesn't take away from you if you encourage and, you know, say, hey, maybe you'll find something you like over there. And that's okay. And it was really cute because even the dad was like picking stuff up, and he was very stoic, but he kept picking stuff up and looking at it too. Okay, I talked about using Venmo. I wasn't gonna use it, but my husband actually suggested that I use it. So go, hubby. Anyway, and then I right before I went to sleep, I had this thought in my head, take a screenshot of your Venmo picture, because I didn't want it up in my booth. Sometimes people will have their QR codes where people can scan them. I don't like that look in mine. If that's what you decide to do, that's great, but that's not something that I wanted to do. So I did a screenshot, so I had it in my photos. So, and then another thing, a pro tip, is set your phone on low power mode so that you can use it. So I had my phone 100% charged by the time I was done, so I was there from, let's say, 8 o'clock to 4:45, my phone was at 77%. So that low battery mode is awesome. And I'm glad I took the screenshot of my Venmo because it wasn't responding as quickly as I would have liked it to. It was like not going, to that QR code scan part. So I'm glad I could just flip over there, and it paid, and it worked out great. So 2 tips right there: low power mode on your phone, and also screenshot of your Venmo. I used to feel kind of awkward about my pricing. I use Cameron's Cute Creations. She has this pricing calculator. It is amazing. I highly recommend. I can't even talk today. I'm going to put that in the description below as well. So if you decide however much you want to make an hour, it factors in your cost of your items, your booth fees, all of the things. That's in the app, which is amazing. It was super helpful for me, and I felt more comfortable charging more because I'm factoring in the time that I'm sitting there in my booth, because that's time that I could be using. I did take crochet with me to work on, but didn't really work on it as much as I thought I would. So this is my 3rd ever by myself market, and I am really happy with how many things I sold. I actually I made a bunch of pumpkins last year, and I did not sell one, like none at all. This year, I have 2 patterns, which I will link below. Almost all of my last year pattern pumpkins that I made last year sold, and I sold 1 of the brand new pattern ones. But that's fine because I'm grateful I have pumpkins left, because I'm going to use them as a decor. My son is getting married, and I'm going to be using those little pumpkins as decor on the tables that we're going to be, set up to eat at for our luncheon. So, it's all good. It's all good. And then if I have any left over, I can try and sell them at my next market, which I just tried to set. I just applied for today. I'm hoping to be able to do that at the end of October. So if I get in, I will be excited and let you know on social media. If you don't follow me on Instagram, my handle is Scrappy_Warrior Woman, and I share like the things I'm working on. I would say my takeaway is if I was asked to do that again, I probably would do it. I made new friends. I actually made 3 new crochet friends, which was super exciting to me. And they're all local. I don't know people that crochet as much as I do and love it as much as I do. I know people that do it in passing. It kind of is empowering to have friends and that they do the same thing. And the thing was, I messaged with, a couple of them, and we talked in my booth. We were selling similar items, but not identical items, and our pricing was about the same. So that made me feel really good, because I was worried that I was going to get undersold or whatever, but not like I was being a competition. But I wanted to be able to sell items, and I wanted to do well. And I think my takeaway is I sold more than I did with both of my markets combined last year. So I feel pretty good about that. If you liked today's content, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel, as it helps my channel to grow and reach other people that are trying to do markets and crochet. I am a crochet cheerleader. Happy crocheting.